And yeah, now. All right. So, welcome to another day of business analysis track. We are really shifting our gear and we are already in the sixth week. But also, the good news is that the business analysis track itself touched the second week. And that's the reason is the fifth, it's the sixth day of business analysis track. We are learning business analysis track. And Prerna ji, for your information, last time, since you were not there, I went ahead and started taking up about the diagram and the usage of diagram by business analyst. So that thing
Right.
we had
Yes,
taken
that's
up
pretty
last time.
interesting. Yes,
Yeah. So what we had covered so far, guys, if you remember, activity diagram, mind maps, and product roadmap, SWOT analysis. So what are these diagrams are about? So these diagrams are uh, pictorial representation of processes. Okay, any process can be represented by business analyst, and it can be the part of any document as well. How does it look like? So any diagram, what you see over here, okay, so um, those will appear as if those are the part of flowchart itself. So have you all ever seen the flowchart? I must say that you might have seen them, but even if you are repeating or if you are first time over here, can you tell us that have you seen the flowchart or created a flowchart ever in your life? Yes, just give me yes if you are done so.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
yes,
so much. Anam, what
yes.
about you? Have you?
Yes, I have.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this amazing answer, because now I have more clarity that you have great idea about it. So what we have covered so far, we have covered about the activity diagram, where last time what we did, can someone tell me what we did with activity diagram? So what activity we tried framing inside a diagram? Who remembers this? Dipti, could you, if you remember?
I think we talked about the credit card information.
Yeah, so it was basically ATM withdrawal system. Okay,
Yes,
how we
Mhm.
will withdraw money. So we try to jot down every single step in diagram format, that how the process will involve, how first ATM will be inserted, then it will be validated whether it is ATM or another card, and if it is ATM card, then it will be validated further, that for the ATM pin and all. So we told that this black dot in the diagram is known as start, and the background covered black dot with the circle is known as stop representation in any diagram, in activity diagram at least. We learned this. Okay, and we also see the mind map. So if you are here for the first time, so going forward you will come to know about the mind map. So just for the sake of showing you up, let me go to a mind map. Some mind map looks like this. So this is just to show you. I believe you can see the screen. If you're not, did you see that the mind map I showed you just now? No. Okay, give me a second. I did not even get the answer, but still.
No, we cannot see the mind map.
Okay, no worries. So I'm sharing the screen. Did you see? So here, the
Yes,
mind
now
map
we
look
can.
like this. Okay. So here the main central idea comes up, and then it's a like a representation in a parent-child format. We have a bigger idea. Then if it is a project, and project has 3 features, and every features has a multiple functionality, we will go on breaking them up further, and we will simplify the things. So this is for the simplification. Okay, so since we have come here so far, what I want you to do, we knew that last time what we did, we also knew the mind map. This is the mind map, and this is the SWOT analysis. Okay, SWOT analysis is coming on way. Okay, that's the next. But product roadmap. What is product roadmap? Product roadmap is a kind of a background or a pictorial representation to understand the project timeline. Okay, since we are getting deeper, why don't we do a small ritual? We simply do it every time. So what kind of a ritual in this kind of study we do? We simply give ourselves high five and we do some amazing declaration. So what is the declaration? At the count of 3, I want each one of you, where you are sitting, just repeat after me by giving yourself high five. Okay, and what you are going to repeat at the count of 3, you are going to repeat, i am I am a quick learner and I can learn anything out in the world what others can do. Okay, is it clear? The information is clear what you're going to state at the count of 3? Give me yes if it is clear. I am a quick learner and I
Yes.
can learn anything what others can learn too. Okay, so
Yes.
okay, so at the count of 3, we are going to give high five. It's a physical high five to ourselves. It's a kind of a clap. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. I am an awesome learner.
I am an
I'm
awesome
a quick
learner.
learner.
Anybody
And-
can learn
I
anything.
can learn anything that
others
anyone
can
else
learn
can.
too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are really quick learner. Thank you so much. That's the confidence you need to give it to your brain itself, and brain is ready to create some new, neural network, and it will bring some great dendrite connection inside your brain. I think I'm talking about dendrite connection. Then Anam, you can connect with it. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So now this is a product roadmap. Product roadmap is what? So product roadmap in a pictorial form, it is talking about a product timeline where it has been distributed from quarter 1 to quarter 4. Okay, so and it has multiple teams. Every single team has been given some responsibility, and together everyone is trying to achieve more. Okay, so how this has been distributed, that is the representation it has been given. So no really rocket science. So we have seen this. Okay, so in future we will talk more about it. So this thing we learned last time. We also learned about SWOT analysis. It's a concept. Okay, so someone has joined on at the door. Okay, Prerna ji, you were trying
I
to.
have joined from my laptop.
Okay,
yes.
okay, no worries. So yeah, so what is the purpose of SWOT analysis? To identify any to simplify any problem to reach to the solution. So SWOT means strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Okay, so when you understand any strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat of a, any problem, you will simply identify the quick solution required for the problem. Okay, and that's why this categorization is required. So this is one kind of a pictorial way in which you can put, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. And then comes to the fishbone diagram. So fishbone diagram is also known as cause and effect diagram. So what is the purpose of fishbone diagram? The purpose of fishbone diagram is
Gaurav, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. I just had a feeling that I thought, can we just, ask or check with Anam? I mean, how well she's aware of this file first, as in, I know we just started this plunge in this superb, interesting topic, but I just wanted, just for our understanding also that what BA is all about. If we could tell her for 5 minutes, or if she's aware, then it is great. We can definitely continue. I don't
wonderful
know.
idea.
I kept
Yeah,
yes,
wonderful
yes,
idea. I'll go with you. Yes. Yeah,
yes.
back to you, Anam.
Okay. Anam, we just wanted
Yeah.
to check with you. As I'm pretty sure you must be in contact with Guru Schools HR and other people. So you would have some fair idea, but still, if you have any doubts about this, what is a BA, what kind of work they do, and why are we in this topic, because we are already in full swing, right? And you have come in, and definitely you're most welcome. But I don't want you to feel maybe lost, or maybe too much at one time. So I just wanted to ask you, what is your understanding or comfort zone about this role? Are you aware what a BA is, or should we go ahead and give you some real life information how it works in industry? Please go ahead, I wanted to hear
Mm,
from
Yeah, that will be great because I'm just listening and I'm not getting anything.
Oh, you are
you.
not getting really. So far, was it easy to digest what we spoke?
Yeah, it sounds easy, but as I don't know any background, so it's just like I'm just
Uh,
listening and understanding. I don't know where to apply and how will I apply this all.
okay,
And this.
so your brain is trying to doing muscle
Process.
building exercise.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, totally. And one more question, Anam. Did you get some videos to watch by given by HR to you?
Yes. No, I didn't get from HR, but that were the introductory video, and they told me that the trainers will send me the link of YouTube videos that I didn't get yet.
Okay. No worries. Since you joined yesterday itself, so not yesterday. You joined today itself,
Today.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at very short notice, you are in. So no worries. Yeah. So for today, thing may appear as if this is really taking time to chew and digest. So let it go, but it is tasty too. Let me tell you. Okay, so yeah, but we'll give you sufficient time, okay, because we are gradually towards the end, right, Prerna ji? uh, am I right? Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So first
Because
of all, we just want to have this declaration again. All of the other members are aware, but Anam, you're uh, very free and most welcome to ask questions, and even actually in between stop us and get your details clarified. Even right now, I do not know. I kind of felt that this is actually a little bit fast paced for you because we are already in a zinc. We have a rapport and we are going on. But as it is your first lecture, so I just thought that we should give you some very basic or a minimal understanding of this role, so you would know why these topic, where it is applicable, as the questions are already arising in your mind, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so I just want to give you a very simple and basic understanding of a BA role. And after me, I will also request Gauravji to add to it. BA stands for analyst, right? So business analyst role is
Prerna ji,
universal.
sorry to interrupt.
Uh-huh.
Kindly continue. There is someone at the door. I'm just opening it and coming
Yeah,
back
yeah,
quickly. Yeah.
please, sure,
Yeah.
please, sure. Please
Yeah.
go ahead. Yes. Yeah. So basically, business analyst is a role wherein which is used, or which is the from job opportunities point of view, it is available or it is open in every industry. It may not be only IT. I guess in pharma, in research, in medicine, in maybe textile industries, in every industry, business analyst role is open. But here we are specifically focusing on IT, from information technology background. And this role is very versatile, it's very interesting, and trust me, it's you have done MBBS or others, like we have people who are architects, who are teachers, who are from other fields or having some IT background. They have done, or all of you have done, specialized courses to get into these fields. But BA is such an interesting field. So the basic prerequisites for this role is having good communication skills, having good understanding skills, and having basic analytics skills. Analytics, as in just to analyze any situation, understand what other people are saying, what are their requirements, where they are coming from. So these are even basic personality traits also, right? Having a good communication and all. And as I could see your background or even others' background, we know that you have had a very good formal education and you have gone through proper process. So this will be honestly a piece of cake for you. So first of all, education point of view, if you get properly trained in this institute in Guru schools, and you go through the entire process, or you go through additional videos which are there on our YouTube channel, that will be more than enough. Apart from that, we will also share you some study material if you wish to. And Google is definitely there to help you out, but then we always recommend start with Guru School's videos and Guru School's training, because it's easier and it's very customized as per our students or participants requirements and their art, right? So, so this is what prerequisites of BA, right? Is it clear with you when I said communication or understanding, or good presentation skills, analytic skills? Are you comfortable? If you have any
Yes.
doubts in this?
No, I don't have doubts yet.
Super.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
clear till now.
Yeah. Super, super. So then I will like to explain you in very shortly how these BAs work, or what is their role in actual industry. Okay. Thank you, Gaurav. So here, we are discussing about all these activities, all these processes to arrive to a decision, to work in industries. So basically, a business analyst, as the name suggests, is a person or is a middleman or is a bridge between your organization where you're working and between the client which you want to cater. So, so for example, right? I'll just take your example. Please excuse me. I'm a layman. I do not have much knowledge about medical. So I just try to simplify things for you. When a layman comes to you, they tell you in their problem in the layman in a simple English, or whatever issues, health concerns they have. Then, as a doctor, you understand that, and then you discuss to other specialists as required, maybe an MD, or and other doctors or other specialists. So you are for us like a bridge, for us to connect to the medical group, right? Because we do not know their terminologies and what are the details, and the medical people specialist might not be available for the layman at that time, so you act as a bridge. Is it Are you getting this example?
Yes.
Yes. So on the similar grounds, a BA does this. He or she talks to the client, understands what their requirement is, and what they want, what kind of application they want, what kind of website or web or functionality they want. If you want to have a online banking system, if you want to have credit card tracking system, all the applications that you see on website, it can be even Facebook, or LinkedIn, or maybe Insta, some apps, or some websites like that. So this is basically what kind of applications we develop. There can be what I would say domain specific also, like banking. There can be variety of applications, what I would say, user account storing information and application, your transaction history, statement management. So it can be anything. I just want to give you some basic view. So that kind of requirement, our organization, I mean the organization where you'll work in future, that they develop. So the development team is too technical, right? They do not talk to the people directly. So as a BA, you talk to the client, you talk to the layman, you get the details, and you prepare some diagrams. Those are called as PRD or FSD. That stands for Business Requirement Document, or Functional Specialization Document. So those diagrams help our organization or our technical team to know what the clients want to work on. So this is one of the prime responsibility of a BA. Along with that, BAs are always present in most of the important meetings, because they are the people who first interact heavily with the clients, who are in regular touch. So your prime role would be talking to the customer, understanding them, and then trust me, you're not alone. You would have a team. When you start, you definitely have a senior person tagged to you, so they'll guide you. You are never on your own. You're always guided and guarded. They know you will be given templates. this is how the information have to be filled, and this is how, so everything is in a process. Mostly in big organization, everything goes as per a process. This is even how IT works most of the time. So this is it. You have to talk, you have to understand, you have to prepare diagrams, and so in that particular I say na, business requirement document or other documents, you would have to create at times some diagrams for the simplifications, or at least to know if somebody gives you their documentation just to read, or when you join you want to learn about existing application. So that is why, so I'm back to the our today's topic. That is why we are learning these diagrams, and these diagrams are very real life oriented. So today we'll be having fishbone diagram. So you will really know it's so interesting and why it is called that, because it actually looks like a fish bone. So it's superb interest. It's really interesting. It's you might get some doubts or questions. Please feel free to ask. If you have any doubts about this role, we are there. You can connect with us on WhatsApp, offline, anytime you feel like. Our other students definitely must have shared their experience with you. This forum is open for you. So that's why today I took this time out, and I just wanted to have this small chat with you, so you would know what you will be getting into, what kind of role profile. So you will have a little bit understanding of what we are teaching, why we are learning these topics, or what is the agenda behind it. So if you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, I'll request Gauravji to take
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Prerna
so
ji.
much.
And thanks, Anam, for listening. So, guys, I have a wonderful thing before we are getting into bone diagram. See, to understand anything and to learn anything quickly, what is required? It requires two things. One, high level of energy, and another is engagement. Energy and engagement is the keyword. So, when I am talking about engagement means doing the assignments given to you, asking the question, participate whenever you are asked to involve in any game or any project or in any assignment. So remember these two things. EE means energy and engagement. So that's the keynote. So having said that, I am quickly going to give you one experience of being a business analyst. So who all are ready to have this ready experience that you are business analyst already? Who wants to volunteer that? Yeah, Dipti, I
am.
see. Amazing, amazing. She is the one. So she quickly grabs the opportunity. So Dipti, consider
Yes.
you have been nominated as a business analyst in a healthcare department, or say in a pharmaceutical department. You are now a business analyst. One company, say for example, Pfizer has launched one product, is amazing thermometer. Okay, now you are business analyst. What all the features or what all thing you can think of this what do you call thermometer? So what comes in your mind?
That it should accurately take the temperature.
Okay, just give me a
And
second. Just give me a
yes.
second while you are going ahead. You can see the notepad, right?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. One thing you said about temperature, and when you say
Uh,
accurately means knowledge of temperature, right? You have already,
right.
and that's why you are telling that it should measure the temperature accurately.
Accurately, yes. And
Amazing.
then it should specify that from which part of the body it's going to take a temperature, from head, from ears, or from without touching any body part. So something like that. Then the design should be very unique. Like anybody should be able to handle that properly. Simple but unique, I would say.
Okay, user friendliness you are talking about.
Yes, user friendliness and easy to clean, because
Easy.
usually we tend to clean the thermometer after the use. So easy
Okay,
to clean or easy to wipe, I would say.
reusability test has to be done. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
And
What
then
else?
it should start showing if it's a battery operated, or if you need to charge, then it should specify that, like whether the battery is going down or not. So the
So
battery life should be displayed on the thermometer.
Okay, so prerequisite awareness or clarity on prerequisite you are talking, and
Right.
also prerequisite you have spoken, and you have also spoken about the display you just pointed.
Yeah, the display, yeah, the design should be unique.
Okay, design should be unique. Design display. Okay, so if I'll ask you to create a diagram, you can create
The diagram of the thermometer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, diagram, and you can pinpoint that what part of that design of thermometer does what, right?
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. What else come in your mind?
User friendly, like
So
anybody from old age to the young kids, like the teenagers should be able to use that properly.
yeah, that is the fourth point.
Yeah, user. Okay, then that should be it, I guess.
Okay, so Anam, did you find that Dipti had the knowledge of the rules and regulation and the protocol? Okay, she came up with the various features which we call it as user friendliness, UI representation, reusability, prerequisite of that new product which has come into the market. And she is being a quick, responsible business analyst. She knows at least these 7 items I should be responsible for, and I can bring them on the table or in some document. So don't you think, even if you are a normal person and on the path of learning this analysis part, you can learn it also easily, or you can bring your knowledge from your inside and can contribute to any known product? Yes, is it yes from you, Anam?
Yes.
Amazing. So this is as simple as you have seen on the floor over here. It has happened to you. Okay, it happened between Dipti and me, and here is the easiest way. So I think everyone is with me, including Priya and Priyanka. Are you with me so far? So this was the experience,
Yes,
and this is how you should be just telling your brain that yes, this is as simple, and I can be the part of any interview. Simple question. Okay, simple question, at least you can easily answer. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for confirmation, and Priya. So let's move towards the fishbone diagram. So today we are going to start this fishbone diagram. So I would hand over this to Prerna ji. So yes, Prerna ji, you can take this up, or if you want me, then I can. However.
Yes, yes, no, no, definitely. This is a very interesting diagram, and to be very honest, one of my favorites because one thing, I'm a food lover. Second thing, it's very easy to explain as well as very easy to understand. Can I just request you to show the diagram first, then I can come back to this slide? Yes, yes, yes. Guys, can you see that?
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, we
So,
can. We can. Prerna.
so see how interesting it is. If you look closely, it does look like a fish's diagram. So it just look like a fish bone structure. So so here, if you can see, so on the one side we have the environments, or the I would say things contributing to the cause, to the problem, and and what is the root of it. So we will know from both the sides what are the things that cause the problem. They can range from environment or people. There can be some issue with people management. There can be some issue with machinery or equipment. There can be some issue with management order or management decisions, or the materials or technology we use, or simply the process can be faulty or can be inefficient. So this diagram gives you variety of options to understand, to know the root cause, to know the basis or background of your problem, and that would definitely help you to know what caused the problem, or how the issue arose, or what are the things that contributed to this problem to arise. So you would see, basically what we generally say, even you must have heard this in school, when you understand the problem, it's halfway solved, right? So when you know how and what is the problem in detail, you will, the next step is very simple and easy, and that's bound to happen, is to know how to solve it and how to resolve it. So here, I'll just like to simply take all of your examples. You guys want to work in industry, you didn't know, no, where to go, how to approach. So you knew what was the problem, and then luckily, as a Guru School, as a medium, you got as a solution. So simply, if we know what are the criterias, or what are the factors contributing to the problem, we will be very comfortable, and it will be easy for organizations, for teams to understand or to get to the solution. Okay, so just have this diagram or this picture in your mind for the reference, so you would connect what I am saying. Gauraji, I'll just request you to go back to the earlier slide, please. Okay. So basically, the fishbone diagram is also called as a cause and effect diagram. We just saw why cause, because you are given all the details of the cause which have caused this issue or problem. It can be anything. It can be delivery not, as in the development not completed in stipulated or planned time, or it can be functionality not as per the requested details, or not of good quality. There can be some issues. You can relate to any problem. Sometimes you have this 404 error that might have come in production. So any such kind of issues, which can be small or big, but what caused them. So as I mentioned earlier, the diagram identifies, or diagrams helps you to understand what are the causes of the problem, what are the reasons of the defects or value, failures, or what is that has caused the anomalies or the variations from your desired output. So that is simply it. So this diagram, or this analysis, helps you to get to the root cause, to the end of the problem, what caused it. It does look like a fish skeleton. That's why the head, and then the causes, and the feeding thing, the factors responsible create the spine. So as we read, it can be machines, people, material, environment, process, management. It can be anything. So basically, what we have done, we have charted down the most significant factors contributing to any output or delivery. So basically, it is people, it is material, it is equipment, it is technology, it is process, it is management. So as you are all aware, this is not only specific to IT. Even if you're working in hospitals or schools or any other firms, all these factors are available, or rather responsible for the issues there. Also, if you have faulty process, if you have faulty management, wrong people involved, things won't turn out the way they are. So this diagram is universally helpful in every situation, not only in IT. So yes, Goroji, can you please move to next slide?
Hey, Prerna ji,
Yes, yes, Rahul, please go ahead.
can you give a little small example of this fishbone diagram, like, in real life, just for 2 minutes? I know we are behind, but still, it will help, because there are 5 causes.
Yeah, may I?
Yes, please
Yeah.
go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay, so see, I have, before getting into this, I have two things. Okay, so there are two ways things are given to you. Okay, One is in a very complicated manner and may appear as interesting, and one way is very simple way, and that time mind becomes the rebel and it says that, hey, how it can be so simplified? Okay, we need something complicated. So this is mind's condition. So now what I'm going to give you is in a very simple form, so be ready for that. And that's why whatever I said just now is a kind of a disclaimer for you. So before I'm getting into understanding of the fishbone diagram over here, I want you to pay attention on this whiteboard which I am sharing with you. So I want to give you some prerequisite before we get into the fishbone diagram. Do you know this, that for any kind of product to launch in the market, it undergoes some kind of a testing? Yes. Are you with me so far? And it is yeses that you have this knowledge, right? Okay.
Yes.
So what kind of these testings are? So one testing is called as internal testing. Okay. I will just name is as IN, and another is called as external testing. Okay. So external testings are done by a client. It will be done by business users. Business users are those who are using client's product very closely. They are also sometimes called as a beta user, and also finally at end user. Okay, end user. When it reaches here to the end user, okay, so they are also testing for the first time, and that is called as UAT. Okay, few chosen customers are given over here for the testing. Okay, UAT is what? User acceptance testing. Okay, before launching officially for the entire world, entire market. Are you with me so far? Whatever I have said has been registered. Can we get yeses?
Yes.
Thank you. And now before EOT, so what is EX? ES is external part where testing happens of the newly launched product. And when it comes to client and business user, there is one more type of testing, and which is almost in between. Why I am saying between? It is called as SIT. Okay, so SIT is known as system integrated testing, which are done by this group. Okay, also it is done by this group. This group means what? Who is developing it? Okay, internal testing. Okay, and this is SIT is done by customer as well as some business user as well. So their IT team keeps on doing. What is the full form of SIT? SIT also is called as system integration testing, where all the systems of a bigger product, uh, 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 all of the system of the bigger product come together and integrated together, and then it is tested as a whole. What is the keyword? As a whole. Okay, so this is here it is tested. But is it only responsibility of this set of user? No, this is also responsibility of the users which are working internally as a vendor of this product, and these are called as what? These are called as testers. Okay, testers need to certify it for the quality, making sure not major critical any bugs are there. Okay, but just before this, when I said it was here in UAT, this is also called as production. Okay, production. If we name is where the testing is done in production environment. No testing is done in the production environment in reality, but production is a kind of a environment which gives the client to have some initial level of test of a product. But say for example, coming back to the thermometer example, so first chosen people will be the set of some customer end users, and they will be using it. If they will find the flaw in another thermometer, it is showing 97.3, but it is showing 96.3 over here, although it is passed. Okay, although it is passed, ideally it should be 98.7, the temperature of human body, but still it is passed. It is not showing error, but it is showing the variation, but can be reported. Okay, it can be reported back. So when it will be reported back, what these people will do, these people will go ahead and they will test the similar thing in the pre-production. Okay, in the pre-production. So what is pre-production? Pre-production is that these people cannot do any changes in the live environment which is being used by customer. So they have some mirror environment. Okay, mirror environment where they can do the similar activity and can confirm whether the error or variation exists or not. Okay, so they can do, and these internal people have sometime access to this pre-production environment. Okay, are you with me so far? We have just a name called pre-production. Production means like Amazon.com is a production. Okay, Yahoo.com is a production environment. Okay, so say for example, Pfizer.com is a production environment. Okay, but before Pfizer.com IT team has its mirror image, one which can be used by their IT team. Okay, and this is not visible to the external market. Okay, are you with me so far on this example, guys? Even Anam, you are with me on this? I would
I'm
love to.
getting it. Like pre-production is the testing phase of anything is pre-production.
Yeah, you can say so. Testing phase of one environment just before launch. Just before launch. When I mean to say just before launch means it will be used by entire globe when we launch it. And just before launch, it is the final level of testing. Yeah.
Something like a replica.
Replica. Wonderful. Yes. Something like replica. So what happens now, this is at client end, and that's why it's called at external testing. Coming back to the internal testing, tester will do that, and tester will do SIT testing, and they will perform various kind of a testing. Okay, this could be before coming into SIT, they do component testing. Every single unit of a bigger product will be tested. Okay, like buttons will be tested, push button will be tested, like as a design will be tested, its caption will be tested, every single thing. Okay, and after this component testing is done, then as integration testing happen, then a system testing will happen. Every single phase who does it is done by testers. But there are some people who are developing at the internal atmosphere only, and those are called as a developer. Okay, so before giving their product to the tester, they make sure they have done one round of testing what they have developed, and that testing is called as unit testing. Okay, so we have different name of various type of testing: unit testing, component testing. But unit testing is done by whom? Developers, right? And rest all type of testing is done by testers. Okay, and when it reaches to system integration testing, where a system is tested as a whole, then it will also be tested by client's IT department. Okay, where their tester will also test it, and vendor's tester will also test it. Once it passes that, it undergoes to pre-production, where some business user and even generally business user, not internal vendors, they test it, and then they launch the product. So this is the background I wanted to give you, how a product comes into the market with the testing. With me so far over here? Yes, can I get yeses so that I can move to the diagram and explain it further? What is the purpose of it?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So let's move here. Okay, so coming back to fishbone diagram. So what is the fishbone diagram? Thank you so much, Dipti, for thumbs up and confirmation. So what is fishbone diagram? So fishbone diagram is a complete analysis phase where we know the problem, but we are not knowing what? The root cause of the problem. Okay, to say that, I have to say that, say for example, I am going to withdraw from ATM machine. I'm coming to another example now. I am going to withdraw say for example, $400 from the machine, okay, by mistake, the end user does what? He enters 299 instead of 400, because 0 and 9 could be means nearby. The buttons could be nearby. But to his surprise, he notices that he pushed 99 two times, and instead of 4, he pressed 2. So he was expecting error message because denomination does not exist, okay, in the ATM machine. But to his surprise, he found that 400 rupees was dispensed by ATM machine. He was so much happy. And what happened, it was coded in his bank statement. Someone at the bank identifies, hey, this kind of flaw has happened and it may get repeated and it will be a huge loss to the bank. Did you understand the problem?
Yeah, can I repeat it? You are saying user by mistake enters 299 and instead gets $400, right?
That's true. That's true. So
Okay.
bank realizes this is a huge problem and it needs to be rectified. So what they do, so they have to do some trace back that where the problem originated. Well, now another disclaimer, what I am giving you, what I am sharing with you, this is just an example. This cannot be the real time problem, but this could be one of the problem. It could be hypothetical, but such problem exists, not exactly related to ATM withdrawal, but similar kind of and different kind of vertical or different kind of domain. So coming back to this problem, that no one does it, means people has to withdraw $400. They simply punch in the ATM machine 400 and it dispenses. But first time what happens, the first user, he found that when he punches in $299, he gets $400. So how it happens, we are clueless. Now this problem is reported to all the stakeholders. Who are all the stakeholders? Can we get to know? So anyone who was in the last session, could you please repeat quickly who all are the stakeholders? Who can go first?
Anybody who takes part in the project, like
Yeah.
the developer, the tester, the customer, the managers, and pretty much everybody who's involved in the project.
That's true. That's true.
And
Thank you so
product
much.
owner too.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Dipti and Priya. Amazing answer. Yes, you are right. Everyone will be informed, hey, system has this error, and be alert. Identify the culprit or identify why this problem appeared, because who all have tested it? Okay, who all have tested it already? So going back to this example. Okay, so Priyanka was not there. She is back. So yes, who all were involved? Even customer has tested it. We cannot blame to the vendors, right? We cannot blame to the internal team. We have external team test passed it. We will go ahead and we will check it. Have you tested it? So they will say that, yes, we have tested it. Coming back to the fishbone diagram, is this fishbone diagram now visible to you? I was just now showing whiteboard. So has fishbone diagram appeared in front of your display?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay,
see the
let me
whiteboard.
close that whiteboard. So yes, thank you. So here what we identify, we from problem.
Still cannot see Miss Gauraji.
Okay.
We cannot see the fishbone diagram.
Okay, you cannot see. Let me go back. Yeah, can you see now?
Yes, we can now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we know the problem, we know the cause. Okay, but we have to reach where? We have to reach to the root. Okay, so this is a cause and effect diagram. So what we'll do, we will try to dig it out, the problem. And we will say, okay, so in the equipment, was there any problem? Using that, we were testing it. And we found all the test cases, all the scenarios, all the test condition, which was written for dispensing various amount has been test passed. Okay. Then we find that there was no problem in the equipment in the external testing environment. Then we will identify, was there a problem in the processes which was involved in the testing them? The processes could be anything, could be related to documentation. Documentation has written some some less information or some extra information, we found there was no problem over here. Then we go ahead and we check that what was the problem in the material which was provided. It could be the machineries and all. So whether the problem was there. So everything we cross check, and we found there was no problem over there. Okay. Then what happens, we go ahead and we check that who all people are involved. Sometime it happens that individual are asked the question for any problem the bigger audience faces. We find that people were good, they were highly skilled, and there were not problem from their end. Then we go ahead and we check that another environment, all the testing environment, was the problem over there? No. Then we come back over here in the management. So in management, there are layer like product owners and business analyst could be the part of the problem, part of the management and all. So we find in this entire process, there was no problem. Only the thing was, while we were tracing back, we are redoing this work, and we identified the developer who has developed it. There was a flaw in his keyboard itself. The more he used to press two double nine, or the 9 behaved always as 0, or and 2 always behaved as 4. So the problem was appearing over here, and that's the thing was coded inside the code, and no one had tested 299 because the testing range was given, supplied by the business analyst, that you can do this positive testing. And that's the reason this was very odd 299, because its denomination was not in the picture, in the entire picture with the bank. Even customer were known, so it was simply assumed. So there were 2 flaws. First flaw was near to the equipment. Equipment means a people's problem. Even people did not report that, the developer did not report that, and this denomination thing was not mentioned in the processes document. Okay, so it was nothing to pinpoint a single person, but we have reached to the real cause, and we can mention that into the root cause. The root cause was that we needed to change the code itself, and wherever the entry of 299 has happened and behaved as a 400, we will simply switch it to the 200, and the problem will be solved. So this was the high level problem, high level of example which has shared with you to identify how we reach to the root cause of the problem. We start with the problem itself, and we try to reach to the cause. And in the first visit, if we don't identify that, we can revisit that, and second revisit, we simply find the problem. So did you identify how a problem is pursued first, and then we trace it back, and then we reach to the cause, and we identify a root cause? Is this example clear? Then don't get into the realistic make it this example realistic, but get the concept what I have shared with you. Is it clear with you?
So Gaurav-ji, sorry.
Yeah, please.
So it was because it's a combination of 3 problems: people, equipment, and process, right? Because equipment was faulty, and that's why the keyboard was not working, and the developer didn't report it, and there was a process documentation problem.
Yeah, there could be more problem of the why it will be equipment only, because now while we are discussing, we are assuming that equipment which was given to the developer, that was new. That was not new, that was the older one, or he might have been using since long. So it could be the another issue that equipment was altogether new, and developer has just coded this as the first piece of the information, and it went ahead without testing, because no one took this 299 as a part of input. So developer cannot be blamed, only equipment can be the problem. And in the process, the assumption part was not clearly defined, that hey, these kind of number 999 you need to test. Okay, but generally tester don't miss it, they also test it. have you understood the problem and the how to reach to the cause of a problem? Why we need to reach to the cause at the root cause? Because the more you will resolve towards the root cause, you will resolve to the greater result, or the bigger result. Okay, so if you there is one error in a script, and you are going and you are copying the original script, what is going to happen? The error page will come again and again until unless you do the correction at the original script. Okay, so that's why it is very, very important to reach to the root cause of a problem. Once you rectify over there, the entire system gets rectified. So this is a fishbone diagram. This is for the analysis to reach to the root of any problem. So is it
So
clear now?
Yeah, so I think now I understand the real problem was the old equipment or faulty equipment the developer was using.
Yes, yes, yes. And that was given for the first time to the developer, and that's why he was not even aware and could not report. Yes, Dipti, you were saying something?
Gaurav, it's me, Priyanka.
Okay, yeah, Priyanka.
Yeah. So, Gaurav, I have like two questions.
Mhm.
The first one is like what I understood from the diagram is like we find the root cause of the problem, right?
Mhm.
So we are kind of moving backwards, right? We
Mhm.
are moving from the problem, and then we are trying to identify the cause, like what caused it. So
Mhm.
the arrow, shouldn't the arrow be moving the other way around, like from problem to the cause?
No, that's a very, very good question. So yeah, so what happens exactly? We know the first problem. Okay, so what we do by this, you are seeing this representation, because first we travel from problem to cause, and then we again come back from cause to problem, and we declare the root. Okay, and that's the reason you are finding this arrow instead of the other way around.
Got it, got it. So it's first identifying the problem, and then the cause of the problem, and then again going back to the root of the problem, like, you know, what
That's true.
caused it, right?
That's true. Because you have to
Yeah.
declare also the root cause to the stakeholders. We have
Right.
found it and we have to fix it.
Right.
Yes.
And one more question. I'm sorry, just one
Yeah,
more
yeah.
quick question. So here, you know, in this diagram, we see different like environment, people, equipment, process, material management. Can these be changed? Like, can we use like technology, database, something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, yeah, definitely. These are just a representation. It does
Oh,
not
okay.
mean it has to be
Okay.
like this only. So this is
Got
just
it,
given
got
to
it.
you. So what all the things are involved, we will find that those are the part of the bones. Yeah,
Got it,
these are
got
the
it.
part of bone. So
Yeah.
can we move ahead, guys? I think I have simplified thing and tried really, really make it more simplified. Anam, did you find that it was interestingly registering for you?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I consider this as yes, and moving further towards the process flow diagram. So yeah, process flow diagram is quite easy one and easy to understand, may look like engineering diagram, but yeah, Prerna ji, would you like to take it ahead? Because I know that you love diagram and picture and all, so I'm just asking you. Am I audible, guys, everyone?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, I was on mute. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So, yes, you have rightly mentioned. I always highlight this, that having diagrams or pictures or pictorial representation helps all of us to remember what I would say, the topic, the details in a lot more detail than having only theory. That's one of the prime reasons we keep having some interesting pictures or diagrams in between our slides. So yes, uh, first a very easy and simple disclaimer that there are many symbols. The shown symbols are the simplest or the starting point for your understanding, in which they are widely used. So do not stop yourself only on this. You can definitely explore much, but
Started on this flow diagram journey, we have shared this a specific set of symbols. I'll basically start with what is a process flow diagram. Now you all have become champions of fishbone and other complex diagrams. So I think this is one of the easiest or a piece of cake for you guys. So as the name suggests, it is a process flow diagram. It indicates or it shows or displays the flow of the processes, how a process goes from one end to another end, how it flows, how it what's its course of action. So all that is all that is shown diagrammatically with the help of visual representation. So every step or every sequence is shown in a shape, which I would explain shortly. Also, all the steps or processes are connected to the with connecting lines or arrows, which we have. So basically, this allows us to have a logical understanding of how the process is starting and how it is flowing, where it is going. So any technical application or any functionality or day-to-day activity also can be mentioned in the flow diagram. For example, I'll just start with this and then we can go to easier example. So yes, we have very simple, easy to understand five symbols here. The first one, which looks like a tablet, rather a medicine tablet, rather one. So it's an oval representation represents a start of or end of the point. So you wherever you see this design or symbol, you should know that a process is starting, or if it is at the end, you will understand the process has ended. Okay, so this is for the starting or ending. This symbol is the arrows. We all very much know they indicate, they are basically the connectors, or they show the relationship between two different symbols. If the arrow is going into right direction, you know that the flow is moving from left to right. This is how we have to read it or to understand it. So it's basically a connector and shows the flow. Then the third parallelogram gives us the clarity of what is the input and output. Like for example, the examples which we share in banking domain or credit cards or any other industry. So what is, for example, if you're creating a simple application for user data management, so what is the input? So users or customers data, name, age, look, address, professional details, family details, all that would be your input. So that input is taken into this parallelogram symbol, which so when you see this, there's something getting into the system, or you're getting some details from the user, so you'll able to understand that. Then a very simple and plain rectangle represents a process, like how Gauravji was explaining you about earlier fishbone diagram. There can be many factors. So process is one of them. Process means simply it can be a production process, a deployment process, a testing process. It can be any activity which can be laid out, which can be displayed as a process. And last but not the least, one of my favorites because of the name and the shape, diamond. So it indicates a decision. So this is very interesting and very easy also to understand, and that's the reason I wanted to kind of correlate this with your daily life example. So daily life activity rather. So, on a little lighter note, I would like to just start with, for example, you start your day, you wake up in the morning, say 6, 7, 8, whatever suits you. So that would be the first tablet you have. Then the arrow would be, okay, are you gonna take a shower, or are you gonna start working, or are you gonna go into the kitchen and start preparing your breakfast? So there can be varieties of arrows. Okay, so as per every work, if you're going for your personal shower and grooming, so that can be parallelogram would be, okay, getting into the washroom, getting your clothes ready, getting your all maybe accessories, or your some products like shampoos and creams and stuff like that. If you're getting into the kitchen for breakfast, so your input would be, what are the utensils, what are the items, what you're gonna make, pancakes or poha or parathas, whatever. So that's gonna be your input. If you're going to start your day with your work, so it's like, okay, are you going to check your mails first? You're going to check your calls, check your WhatsApp, any other messenger your office works on, so that can be your input. And the process would be, okay, now I'm continuing my cooking or my no, bathing, or I can continue with my work. So that would be my process. In work also, you can respond to mails, you can start a call, you can schedule a meeting, you can prepare some reports, anything, whatever kind of work you have, and decision making is example, you're in a work situation, you start working, and the decision would be, you have this half an hour slot is you start working, and if you can take a call or you can complete a report. So you have two or more things to be done, and you have to make a decision. So you will always go as per priority. So if you want to finish this report and submit it, that's your priority, then you'll do that first. Or if you want to have that call, it's an urgent call, or that call is required for you to complete the report, then you'll go ahead with that. Same with your breakfast example. So you want to eat now, you want to eat later, you want to serve your family, you want to eat together. So these are the simple. This is the simplest example I think with everyone can relate to. And as I always mention, when we come towards end of the session, it's generally our breakfast time. So I tend to go to the cooking and food related examples. That's the way I am, but then it really adds some fun to it, and then you tend to retain the details and information also. So this is it. This is what I wanted to all of you, to get you started with the process flow diagrams, to know what these symbols mean. So next time you see any diagram, it won't be you won't be naive to that. You'll be able to relate at least most of it, or important part of it. So yes, Gauravji, this was my take on this. Request you to add something on it if you wish to.
Prerna ji?
Yes, Rahul, please go ahead.
Just an example, like, we all make food, right? So I take an example of process is easy, making that, for example, omelet, and for example,
Okay.
anyone is making omelet. So input would be the eggs and whatever the materials, right? Input, output. Input would be
Yes,
the egg
yes,
and the
yes,
and the salt and all that pepper which you
yes.
put. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prerna ji. Yes. So process flow diagram, how well simplified by you, Prerna ji. Thank you so much. So yes, and it was detailed as well. So
Welcome.
yes.
Yes.
So here you are seeing the one thing which I want to mention it again, which I mentioned last time. You can create all these diagrams, what you have seen so far can be created in one tool. You can register yourself as a trial user in that tool, and its name is what? lucidchart.com. LUCID. Let me write it in for you. So take a note of this: lucidchart.com. Register yourself as a trial user, free trial user, and utilize the space available for you to create the various diagram. Okay. So we are heading towards the expertise. So Bobby, in case you are listening to this, in the recording, the message for you last time you asked that the doubt you had that the confidence of being ready now. So here we have reached, because we are heading towards creating a document which will make you more confident towards declaring that you are on the panel, in the panel, or a step closer towards being a business analyst. We are reaching towards there. So that's the message I want to pass on to all the listeners. Okay, so here in the process flow diagram, you are seeing the 4 steps. The 4 step of this is something related to one retail shop, or one product which is being sold and purchased. So you see the customer is involved, sales is involved, management is involved, and credit department is involved. Yeah. So this is all about once a product is sold. So here you are seeing the different diagrams are there. Here, this is the decision diagram, this is the input diagram, okay, and this is the stop or start diagram. So the entire flow, when you will spend some time to understand this, you will find that you really understand the flow, how it really flows. So customer buys a product, Okay, then he receives a credit form. Okay, and once the credit form is generated, it gets into the order entry. Then order form is generated, and the order form has to be improved. So from customer it comes to the sales, okay, sales team, okay, because we are talking about, order form. But just before this entire thing, this has to happen with the start. So what was the starting point? As Prerna ji has mentioned, two diagram in the oval shape denotes start and the end. So here it is the oval diagram. So sales call has happened before that, right? Then the order entry happened when customer buys this and the credit form was generated. Okay, and once the order form was approved, then its credit check happens. Okay, once its credit check happens, I don't want to get into the detail. It's a self-explanatory, and you can simply go ahead, read it, and you identify that how the customer sales process happens, and the sale is approved, and at what time sale is not approved. And if when you will study it in the reverse order, you will identify if tomorrow, if you have to create a process flow diagram to claim a refund by a buyer, how you can create it. Even it will involve these all streams: customer, sales, management, and credit department as well. So do you understand? If you can create a sales procedure process flow diagram, you can also create a refund procedure process flow diagram. Yes, if you can create one, you can generate the another one as well for buying, then for refund as well. If you any user wants to claim that. Is it yes from you guys? If you have understood the diagram, if you understand the diagram, you can do that. Thank you so much for thumbs up, and thank you so much for confirmation, Dipti and Priyanka. So I will take rest answer as yeses, and that's why I'm moving to the next. So how you can design the things. Okay, how you can design the thing. So we have been talking about business analysis tools. Whatever the tools you have seen so far, those are called as what? Business analysis model tools. Okay, we have seen few activity diagram, process flow diagram, which Prerna ji has explained. I had also explained the fishbone diagram and all, but these are not the end. Here we will understand more diagrams, but remember, even those will not be end. There are n number of diagram, but we cannot we are not here intending to cover all of them, because its foundation is the flow chart. We will definitely give you hang of the more available and widely used diagrams. So that's what we are bringing in front of you. So shortly we will move towards visual modeling diagram, workflow diagram. ER diagram is nothing but entity relationship diagram. What is this entity relationship? There is an entity and its relationship with another entity. Okay, so this is what we will be understanding. WBS is nothing but work breakdown structure and conversion to design. Docs. So this is very, very important. Document templates and understanding that you will really enjoy, because there is going to come, what? This is going to involve every single individual of you towards creating that document, and that will generate a fire to declare that you are becoming a business analyst. So that was the plan. Okay, so why we have come to this? So let me go back to the PPT and see. Well, yes. So okay, we are heading towards the close. So now, before we begin this, let me tell you some easy way to understand, so that when it will be coming to you, it will be easy for you to digest them. Okay, so any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far? I know that we have spoken a lot, we heard less. So now this is the time to hear from you. Any questions so far? Priyanka, you have raised your hand. You have any question? or it was earlierly
No,
raised?
Gaurav, this was earlier, right, regarding the fishbone diagram.
No worries, no worries,
Yeah.
no worries. So I would love to hear the question if anyone. Otherwise, just say clear. If you have you have understood whatever we have discussed so far. If it is clear, just say clear. Otherwise, just say otherwise clear or ask question. So is it clear?
We are good
Gaurav,
so far.
Yeah, clear.
Yes. Thank you so much,
Gaurav?
Anam, Dipti, and
Yes, Gaurav.
Priya. And
Yeah,
and
Gaurav.
yes,
Gaurav.
yes, Priyanka.
So the business analysis models, which you pointed out right now in the slide, we will be doing that, right? Like all of them,
Yes.
apart from what we did, like the
Yeah.
rest of the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I want, I'm giving you this example, as I have mentioned, the lucidchart.com. I want you to think in your area. Like, I'm not sure, Miss, what you are doing. I know that Dipti is into teaching. So I want Dipti to take one example of managing attendance. Okay. Attendance system. So can Dipti create an attendance system in the various diagram, in the activity flow diagram? I know that you guys are super duper busy, but in case you can actively involve, our intent is here not to just teach you. Our intent is here to place you as an IT professional. Okay, and that's why this urge of asking you to do the assignment is there. So that's why this will be with everyone. So I know that Dipti is into teaching profession. So if she can take the assignment, what she can take, create some diagram to maintain the attendance. Okay, so if you can do that, that is nothing like that. So create some diagram, activity flow diagram and process flow diagram, whatever, when you are going through this, and there okay, I need to create this diagram. Create them, share with us, and we will be happily ready to check them. Or you can share on the WhatsApp group that these are the diagram I have created, and we will happily review them personally. Okay.
Okay, sure, sure.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes.
So yeah, so who else can take another one? Priya ji, what kind of diagram would you like to prepare? So see, this is very much buffet kind of assignment we are giving to you.
Yeah, something related to medical with what I've did. Yeah, but can I let you know in the chat later?
Yeah, sure. So it could be anything, any new product is coming, or it could be like buying a product, a medical product, even that can be done. So we'll leave up to you, and you can share with us. Okay. So
just the process flow diagram, correct?
not only process flow diagram, whatever you have learned so far in the business analysis model. Okay, so those involved, this activity diagram, then process flow diagram, then also mind map, then also SWOT analysis tool. So even mind map you can create over there. So otherwise there are various free tools are available in the when you will Google it. So some of your time will go, and I think weekend is a wonderful time where you can spend creating these wonderful diagrams if you cannot find it. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So Anam, you know
Yeah,
the fishbone diagram as, yeah, Priyanka. Before I go to Anam, yeah, Priyanka, yeah, please.
sorry. Yeah, Gaurav, just wanted to say that could we complete all this and be ready by Monday? Is that okay? So that we get the weekend also to kind of do it.
Yes. So till Monday we can do that. But even if we couldn't do that, but whatever that please complete them. Okay, so that's the
Sure,
message.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can create the SWOT analysis for anything. And by the way, what you are going to take, Priyanka?
Sorry, Gaurav, I couldn't hear you.
So I said, what process you are going to define in a picture in the diagram? What you are going to take?
I think I would be sticking to healthcare and doing something in that lines. Like I think the same example which I used for the user story one. So I
Yeah,
think that is somewhat
amazing.
on the same lines. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, definitely. So, Anam, are you feeling also inspired to take up something, and would love to hear from you what one process you are going to design in pictures?
Yeah, I can design something according to disease, patient, and symptoms. All this, I can design this.
Awesome, awesome, amazing. Really great to
Yes.
know that you can design, and to what you can design, two diagrams only, right? The fishbone diagram as well as this process flow diagram, which has been explained by Prernaji as well. So
Okay.
yeah, so I think we have come closer to the end. Prernaji, you have some adding some words for every one of us. If you want to refer to the diagram, I can happily go back.
As of now, I just want, as my always or every session's request, I just want everybody, and including Adam, starting from this, please revisit this video once it is uploaded on YouTube. We will also share the links of earlier videos, and then it's very easy. If you go to Guru School's channel on YouTube, and you will see all the variety of videos. And we always encourage everyone to watch other trainers' videos also, because you will be definitely, you will be able to take advantage of their knowledge. So I'll just request all of you to go through this video once again, because in the course of discussion we might tend to forget some important things which we were discussed, because we have some other thoughts in our mind. So please revisit this video. If you want, you can definitely watch other videos, read on Google, or at least try to understand the basic diagrams which we have explained. And specifically for Anam, I just want to have try to understand what the BA role is, because your understanding of this role is very important for us. If you are comfortable, if you know what kind of job, that has to be done, which we try to explain you, it will be very helpful. For others, regular members, you know what the drill is. We have to watch the videos again. Ask any questions you have. We are there 24/7. You can drop us a message, or you can write those down, and we can have a detailed discussion in the upcoming session. Also,
Yeah.
we have one announcement for the upcoming session. We will be starting the session 15 minutes early, only specific to next session, because we had some pre-scheduled, commitments which cannot be moved. Sorry. So on say 25th night at yours, we will start 15 minutes early, and we will also try to wind up 15-20 minutes early, depending on how it goes. So what would be the timing, Goroji? Then the timing would
So
be
yeah,
9
9:15 to 10.
15.
9:15 to 10. So even
Yes,
if
only for the next session. Yes,
yeah,
only for
yeah.
the next session.
So are you clear on the next timing? 9:15 to 10.
Yeah, we
Yes?
will share in the group. If you have any hesitation, anything, please let us know. But we will be really happy if you could just manage the 15 minutes time gap. That is
Yes.
only for the next session. That won't happen regular. Okay.
All right.
Yes, we can do that. Yeah.
Yes. So
Super. Thank you
also,
so much, guys.
also, I am just sensing, because the last time Bobby had shared Prernaji, that he needs really more confidence that whatever he has learned is really digestible. And I also found that some assignments which were given, somehow you guys are not finding time to complete it. So I have once again this request to all of you: go ahead and start listening to The Strangest Secret of the World, that is Earl Nightingale. The link I had shared with you, I will, if you want, I can reshare with you if you have forgotten. And that's the reason why this secret and this audio talk helps you. It helps you to take the massive action, even if you find, hey, time is very less, and I feel exhausted. It will gives you that level, it will give you that level of energy where you will find that you are a massive action taker, and you can complete as many tasks possible as other successful people can do that in those 24 hours only. And that's the reason I keep on recommending to go ahead and listen to that audio every single day as a part of ritual. These are amazing mindset conditioning towards the success. Okay. So is it going to be yes once again from all of you? I recommend it for 3 times, but at least listen to it at least once. Okay, at least once. That will really make your entire day perfectly towards the success. Yeah. So towards the accomplishment, I would say. So is it yes from everyone, one of you guys? Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Anam, that record which we are talking about, it will be given to you as well. But yeah, so that's the plan. And we are meeting on Friday at 9:15 p.m. But before we wind up, how do we end it? We end it with one particular word which comes in your mind related to today's session. What do you feel like saying? Yeah, Dipti, you are unmuted. I will give it to you.
Today's session was really good for me. I was awake nicely because after 10:30 I feel super tired. And I understood everything very nicely. So thank you so much once again, and thank you so much all my classmates.
Okay,
I'm gonna
callers.
go to Priyanka.
Yeah, Priyanka, what do you
Yeah,
feel like?
thank you. Thank you, Dipti. Today was like problem solving and very, visual.
Wow. Call out
Uh,
someone's name.
Rahul.
Rahul.
I would also say Gauravji and Prernaji and everyone in the team, it's very visual and thought-provoking.
Thank you. Call out someone's name. Rahul. Rahul, call out someone's name, please.
Priya here?
Yeah, Priya.
Yes, today's session was very interesting, and it kind of was transparent to the processes that's happening in the BA world. I would like to call Anam.
Anna, what do you feel like saying, Anna?
It was great, but I think I will re-listen it.
Yeah, thank you for being honest. Call out someone's name among between me and Prernaji.
Okay, Prernaji.
Prernaji.
Thank you, Anam. Anam, am I pronouncing your name correctly? I just wanted to check with you that it's Anam, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay. So yes, first of all, I'm very happy to have Anam in our session. So we have some more perspective from a different domain, as well as from an interesting person, because we all keep adding to our sessions. Second, yes, today's session was super visual, very diagram oriented, detail oriented, and super interesting. Thanks to Gauravji's energy, we are never, he always keeps us, everybody's on the toe in a very interesting manner. And thank you, all of you, for your continuous cooperation, very, very keen and good questions. So just again, simple request, go back to videos and do come back to us if you have any doubts, and you're free to read and learn more about these topics. We are there for you. So thank you so much, and over to you, Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you so much. By the way, one wonderful news, especially for you, Anam. I have multiple MDs and MBBS, my personal student. So yeah, they can learn anything. You too can learn this business analysis for sure. So yeah, this is the good note. And another thing, thank you so much for taking the understanding at the deepest level and saying yeses to the assignment. It is going to gear up the play what you are into for being the business analyst. So thank you so much. And on this note, we are just announcing it the end of today's session. Thank you so much. Bye-bye and good night.
Guys. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good
Gauravji?
night. Have a good day, guys.
Yes, Rahul, we will
Gauravji?
stay back for you.
Yes, bye. Good night and good day.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Good night.